Shalom Hebrews. Today I want to talk about the phoenix slash the white powdered gold, which is the base of the alchemist, right? Or what they're really up to here, because the monetary system, why they always use a phoenix, people say, well, the money's backed up by gold. Well, it's actually backed up by blood, because when the economy collapses, everybody dies, right? That's really, or a great reset, right? So, now, in the Bible, the idea of money in unclean birds is very strong. Look up the word for cup is from an idea of an owl, okay? I'll show you the root owl. Look at this, kind of owl from the hole in the eye, okay? Cavity of its eye. And so that's where this idea of an unclean, it's a money purse, okay? That's the idea of money in owls, unclean birds, phoenixes, storks. It's all the same thing. Okay, now, a lot of this stems from Exodus 32, where you've got Moses, grinding this golden calf into powder, and they ingest it. Now, it's not as simple as just putting this gold into a blender and turning lots of little bits, because it'll go right through your system. So the alchemists, so what they're saying, of course, it's John Gill in the 1700s. Some people speculate that he picked up the craft of turning gold into atomized gold dust, because then it can be, digested in the system, right? Now, whether or not that's really what happened, well, that's not really entirely, 100% sure, and that's what's up for debate. Now, what the alchemists are trying to do, they're trying to go from iron blood to gold blood. They're trying to get their transfigured body and their immortality before the resurrection. That's what they're trying to do, okay? So, now a transfigured body is a light body, okay? A light body is what they're saying is this gold powder in your system creates hyperconductivity, and that's when it changes atoms, when they become hyperconductive, as they lose weightlessness, and they basically they more or less act like light than they do particle or atoms now. So now what they're saying is now they're interdimensional. Now this idea of gold and according to Lawrence Gardner and the Grail Kings is somewhat synonymous with frankincense, okay? Because a lot of people don't understand what this is, the showbread in the wilderness, okay? Or what was the societal, cultural norm at the time? At the time, they would give in Egypt, for example, they would give their kings, and it's illustrated with this cone, these gold dust or gold cake. Here, this is frankincense. Frankincense is made by pine resin. Okay, that's why I have pine cone, pineal gland. It's the same thing, because that's, according to some people, that's the seat of the soul or the light body, right? So there's this conical shape shem cake, shem manna in this book. He goes, it feeds the light body. Okay, now that is the idea of the priest eating the bread cakes. There's 12 of them. And there's 12 trees in the new heaven, new earth, and there gives food to the nations, right? So there's this idea that these priests are eating this, either it's gold dust or frankincense, okay? Now, I'll show you real quick that he's saying, well, a phoenix is gold dust, okay, or red gold dust, or it can be frankincense. Now, I'll show you this. Same Bible commentary I showed you over here. Job 29, a phoenix. Sometimes this verse is rendered phoenix. And makes its nest with frankincense and other spices. Burns itself up and out of the rises. So you can obviously see right here, there's this idea of, okay, so a phoenix is either, again, gold dust or frankincense dust. Okay, either way, it's this powder. Now, really, what's going on is it's just whatever this is, probably that's feeding the pineal gland, is just more or less what we would call a supplement today, okay? Not literal. All these people trying to make this gold dust is, well, that's why you look up these recipes. They're quite interesting, of the alchemists from the, the Dark Ages. It's to make gold dust, you need, or atomized gold, you need gold. Okay, and that is literally impossible. You could say that's what they're trying to do with a Hadron Collider. They're trying to make open star portals. It's all the same thing. Okay, but so this Phoenix slash triangle slash gold dust is gonna be the Benben. Now you go, what's a Benben? And that's the thing at the top of a pyramid, the triangle at the top of a pyramid or a obelisk. Okay, I can see it right here. One might answer as a mythical bird is a Bennu bird. Okay, let's look at this: the Benben stone, the phoenix, or the Bennu bird. I just showed you that right there. You see that? So it's an unclean bird, money, phoenix, owls. It's all the same thing, right? So why in the world do they put these gold triangles on top of obelisks? Okay, is it really gold? Okay, that's what Daniel 3 is all about. All Tubal-Cain has is brass and iron, guys, right? So, and that's why Nebuchadnezzar made the whole thing of gold, because he wants to be gold, okay? So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get their light body, their transfigured body, their aura, before the resurrection, because we all know they're trying to weasel their way out of it. That's what these kings, these Luciferians, are doing, guys. Okay, so anyway, so this idea of a triangle and Shemana, conical shape, feeds the light body. Okay, that's the symbol in Egyptian hieroglyph of gold is this triangle. Okay, now. And within alchemy, that's the same symbol, okay? You can see right here, to make the alchemical philosopher's stone, you draw a round circle of a man or woman, draw out of this a square within the circle. Okay, so they're squaring the circle, and then a triangle. So, now that's obviously, we're getting into, look up the word for horoscopus in the Bible. Someone who draws magical lines, that's sacred geometry. Sounds like a Mason. Okay? That's what this is. Okay, that's the word for magicians. Think about the book of Daniel. It's all over the place. So you got a bunch of these, of Nebuchadnezzar, a bunch of these alchemists trying to turn their gold into gold dust to get their light bodies. That's really what's going on, guys. It's that simple. Okay. So, now, from my other video, I'll let you read it. That's what Anunnaki priestesses, or the Scarlet Women, or the Vestal Virgins, these Luciferian king lines, were drinking this menstrual blood, okay? And you can see in Revelation, the sixth seal, the moon turns to blood. Well, the moon is the womb, okay? Of course, they're at that point, they're fool's gold's turning into brass and iron, okay? But anyway, it's symbolized as an all-seeing eye. This Starfire, and then it goes from Starfire, according to him, and that's the same thing as the mark of Cain, goes from Starfire to this gold dust. So that's why they put an all-seeing eye in the middle of the obelisk or the triangle. Okay, now also they have the all-seeing eye in the forehead. That's the mark of Cain. It's a squared circle. It's all the same thing. Okay, guys? So now, we've covered this idea that there's frankincense. It feeds the light body. What is the light body? It's the pineal gland. That's the part of your brain, apparently, that you use to connect the dots. Now, what is the idea of, in the Bible, give us this day our daily bread? So, according to this book, the priest would make this cakes, lay them before the pharaohs, offer them to the pharaohs or the gods, and they would eat this. Okay, this is the same thing. That would have been cultural, right? So they did this. This is the daily bread. So just like your physical body needs to be fed, your light body needs to be fed. That's the idea. Okay, so how do you feed the light body? That's because you're not getting gold dust. It's not literal gold dust, okay? You're not getting a transfigured body before the resurrection, people. All right, that's the idea. So now the question is, what is a light body? It's an interdimensional vessel or an arc that goes between the dimensions. Now, what is Okay, let's talk about this. A riddle itself. That's the whole point. Alchemy, or this gold dust, is a riddle. It's never obvious. You can never find a straight answer. And this is why. It's within itself. It is a riddle. Okay? So, and that's why it doesn't even tell you. You're like, well, give us this day our daily bread. It's like, well, of course, the people are going to say, well, oh, yeah, that means read the Bible every day. It's like, okay, there's a lot more going on. But you crack riddles, you connect the dots, because riddles are true outside of space and time. 1 + 1 is always 2 outside of the space-time continuum, right? That by definition, a thought is interdimensional. Riddles are interdimensional, okay? So you connect, by connecting dots, you're feeding the light body, okay? That's really what... That's why the Bible's a book of riddles. That's what you're actually feeding your body. Now, to a certain degree, do you need supplements like, for example, white vinegar is good for decalcifying your pineal gland, right? Do you need to take supplements to make it so your brain's clear? Well, yes. And I think that, to summarize, I think that's what really this is, okay? As we said earlier, it's literally impossible to make atomized gold powder, okay? Anyway, so I wanted to show you this real quick. Every single picture I find of these auras, they're all wrong. And that's why, because they got purple on the outside, red is on the inside. It's the other way around. Cursed everything backwards. Remember that, guys. So this is my vision, and I had no idea this stuff existed, okay? This is what I saw. Purple is on the this is Yeshua, the commander of Yahweh, talking to Joshua right here. This is what a transfigured body is. Okay, guys? And, of course, you know, the commander of Yahweh was, Jesus pre-incarnate, to use those terms, right? So, look at this aura. You got red on the outside and purple on the inside. This is the rainbow that surrounds the throne, okay? Now, same thing here. And I think this is funny, too. I'm noticing this. These triangles. You see this? Okay, this is, again, this is the 1 through 7 cycle. Triangle, this is divine masculine, divine feminine. King of North, King of South. This is alchemy. This is the true way. This is the chaste virgin. So it is a triangle. This idea of gold is a triangle. Okay, guys? Again, look at this. This is wrong. I cannot find a real picture where these aren't reversed. So what does that tell you, guys? Okay, so of course that's quicksilver. That's alchemy is another way of putting it. Because silver apparently works too with superconductivity. Okay, if it can be atomized. This is all theoretical. Okay, guys? So, I think there's probably more I wanted to talk about real quick. I think... Okay, another thing I was going to say is they call this white gold powder, not only Cornel Lawrence Gardner, some pretty strange stuff they're drinking, again, in the Bible. There's, in Leviticus, the woman is unclean, right? So, life is in the blood. That's something else to think about. Now, iron is in the blood. Iron is a conductor, obviously. It's just literal... iron. It's rusted iron. That's why the blood is red. But anyway, so they call this stuff, this white powder, when they mix it with water, they call it semen of the gods, believe it or not. Okay, and that's why this is a penis. Okay, guys? It's a second resurrection device. That's what this is. Okay? I hope that's why they put it in graveyards. This is also the image to the beast, etc., etc. So that, hopefully you can start to connect the dots of what is really going on with these triangles and these light bodies. Thanks for watching.